pull out the thumb position. So you can adjust the thumb position, and it also gives you the ability to pull and push the back plate together as well. Straight off the bat, the Orbweaver has more customizability for your hand position. The Orbweaver though is the most expensive one. It comes in at £129, which is quite expensive, and the Tartarus comes in at £79. So there's a bit of a price difference. So the next difference is the keys. The Orbweaver Stealth here has a tactile bump key, a bit like an MX Brown. It has no click effect. The finger ones though do have the click still, because they're more of a I guess we call it digital click. Let me know in the comments what you call that click. The Orbweaver, I guess loud one, whatever you want to call it, the standard Orbweaver, has the equivalent to an MX Blue. Has that clicking effect. You can see I've used it quite a bit. This is the original one that I used because the Stealth didn't exist. I was using the full mech one here with the loud clicky keys, and I want to switch to the Stealth when I'm streaming because it's a bit quieter. And the final one is the Tartarus one, which is a mech membrane. You can see here it has a click effect. I mean, if you push them together, these two here are probably the ones that are very similar. There's a bit more of a tactile bump on this one. You can feel it as it depresses. This one's a bit more smooth and a bit more as one stroke. This one's a bit more notchy and a bit more on-off. This one is a bit more of a smoother press. So the switches on this one are better, which we know because these are full mechanical. This one's only a mecha membrane, but these aren't too bad. The next buttons to take a look at are the space bars, but there's very little in that, to be fair. The directional pads, when I'm using the Orbweaver, I use it for peeking left and right and basically 1 and 2, so primary and secondary weapons. So forward and backwards as secondary weapons and left and right as peeking. They are both 8 directional pads, but I do find sometimes, especially on the Orbweaver, I will miss a key or it will push a different button that I don't want it to, because it's very hard to feel the positioning on it and it will change weapon. But I do feel the Tartarus is a little bit more accurate in this with the thumbstick. It is minor, but I would say the Tartarus has a better directional pad. The next one is the button, which I use for instead of EOF for opening utilities or crafting or opening doors or picking things up like in PUBG or in Fortnite. And for me, the Orbweaver has a better button here. It's a bit of a naff button on the Tartarus. It's hard to explain. Got the same type of feeling key here on this section, but the Tartarus has different keys, so the spacebar feels different, the thumbstick feels different, and whatever that button is feels different. So for me, that's a bit of an issue. It should have the same key press throughout, but it doesn't. The next one will be that the Orbweaver has a 20 button configuration. This has a 19 button configuration on the top, and that's because the Tartarus has a scroll wheel. So it's a bit like a mouse wheel. It goes backwards and forwards, and it goes down. I guess it gives you an extra 2 buttons, maybe 3 there. So I do actually like that on the Tartarus, having that ability. I don't think you're going to be able to scroll through weapons very easily, which is a bit of an issue, as you know, on your wheel mouse button. So you might be able to assign it to a grenade or something like that. It's not bad. Bit of a preference what you prefer there. I use the 20 for my map, so I think having the wheel there is going to be a bit of an issue for me, because I won't be able to use the map unless I push the wheel, and then I might flip between some weapons because it's quite a smooth wheel. There's a few little notches in it, but it's quite light. So when you press it down, you're also going to move it the other direction, so you might find you miss a few strikes with it. The next difference is going to be the palm rest. So this one has a palm rest, a bit like, it's quite spongy, it's quite a lot of give in it, a bit like the wrist pads on the Black Widow and the Ornata, and the Orbweaver has just a solid rubber plate, but it has rubber at the top here as well for your inner palm, and the Tartarus doesn't. This is just like a rubberized plastic. One of the problems I had on the earlier Orbweaver, because I had a few of these, is the rubber would come unstuck. So something to bear in mind. These ones have both stayed quite flat though, haven't pushed around with the heat. It's when you heated up your palm, it would push the pad around, but that's not been a problem for about 2 years now. They all come with 3 profile buttons. I've never changed the profile on my Orbweaver. You can do it through the Synapsys software. Whether that light changes or not, I honestly can't remember, and really it's just, there's no point. And one of the Tartarus ones here is only blue, whereas the Ornata will change colour. They're all fully RGB, they can all be customised exactly the same within the Synapsys software. The only difference, which is quite significant at the moment, is the Tartarus V2 can use the Synapsys beta and the Orbweaver cannot, which is a bit annoying because I'm running the Orbweaver on the old Razer software, Synapsys 2, and my Black Widow is on Synapsys 3. And if I had a Lance head, that would also be on Synapsys 3. And I can't put the Orbweaver on it, and there's no reason for that. It's just Razer being difficult, I think, to make people buy the new Orbweaver, assume it's going to come out, just so you can use Synapsys 3. So there better be some different changes to it. It's going to be a bit of a joke if not, to be fair. The bases of these are all very similar. The Orbweaver is a slightly different, lighter footprint. It's not as chunky as the Tartarus, but you're not going to notice that on the actual desk itself because, well, they take up very similar space. Size-wise, they are very similar. There is little difference really, apart from one can be changed a little bit more, as you can see these thumb pads here for configuration. The Tartarus does have, I would say, better feet, better rubber feet. It looks like it doesn't move as much. The Orbweaver can pick up a bit of dirt, as you can see, and these may just been on this desk. And after a bit, they will start to slide. The Tartarus will do exactly the same, because the rubber is very good here from Razer, and it picks up quite a bit of dust. So you might find you cleaning the feet a little bit. But I've had these, I've been using the Orbweaver now for 4 years, 3 years. I've had the green original one before Chroma came out, and the feet have never had any issues. So they're not going to come off, you just got to clean them now and again. And the footprint, like I say here, is a little bit less than the Tartarus, although it has 6 pads instead of 5. So overall for me, I am still an Orbweaver fan. I prefer the Orbweaver Stealth, that's the one I would pick. It's not because the Tartarus is bad, I like the ability to be able to customise the Orbweaver more to my hand. I find the Tartarus is a bit rigid, a bit like the Logitech G13, where you almost have to move your hand to fit the pad, whereas the Orbweaver itself can fit your hand a bit better with the ability to, say, move it around a lot more. And that's what wins it for me on the Orbweaver. The keyboard mechanics, both very similar to be fair, with laser mecha membrane. They're not Razer's top keys. I don't think you're going to notice much difference, apart from these are a little bit heavier to press. And that's about it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the other reviews on these independently if you want a bit more detail. I'll go into those specifically for that device. And until then, I'll see you all again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.